Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well today. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade. I post over here multiple times a week and I do have a vlogging channel too. So I hope you're all doing very well today. So today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy palette. As soon as they announced this, I knew I had to get my hands on it and do a review and just test it out. So I'm really excited for this video. I want to get straight on with it. Do not forget to smash that thumbs up button for me. Leave me a lovely little comment to read later on down below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And let's get straight on with today's video. Beauty Bay teased this palette about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago now, and I've been so excited ever since. So this collection is more of a kind of grungy, dark kind of themed collection, which Beauty Bay do a lot of bright colours and really out there palettes. So I thought it was a little bit different for them, but I'm really excited to try it out. This is what the palette looks like. They also brought out some eyeshadow glitters too, some liquid ones, which I really wanted to try, but they were just too pricey for me to buy both. So we picked up the palette. So this palette was £15, which is very average for Beauty Bay's kind of seasonal palettes. When they brought out the Love Notes palette, their Sunset palette, like all those kind of palettes are always around £15, which I do think is really affordable for what you're getting. So when we open the palette up, this is what it looks like. And honestly, this colour story is just absolutely stunning. I am blown away already. I really found it hard to kind of choose what colours I want to do for this look because there are so many pretty ones, but I feel like I'm really getting drawn to these greens because there's some really nice greens here, including the shimmers, the transition shades. So I think that's what we're going to go for today. So I'm going to insert some swatches here for you guys to see so you can see what they all look like, all the shades. Although I have done quick swatches already and I'm actually blown away. Like, this is one of the shades, which is a gold, and they are just ridiculously pigmented. But that is like all Beauty Bay palettes. I haven't yet found one that I do not like, so I'm really excited to try it out. So we're going to insert some swatches now. We're going to do an eye look and then an overall review on the palette to see what we actually think of this and if we think it's worth the money or not. So this is what the swatches look like. I've done them in 2 sets to make them easier to look at. So the first set is so beautiful. This is more of the greens. I'll be honest, I think my favourites have to be the pink shimmer as well as the silver shimmer. The matte shades are really creamy and really well formulated, but the shimmers are absolutely stunning. So I've just zoomed you guys in. My eyes are primed with the P. Louise base. I use the shade 2 and we're now ready to go. Just wanted to also mention that this palette is cruelty free and it is vegan, as well as being recyclable, which is just what we want to see in a palette. So this has 20 shades in total. It has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has 10 mattes and 10 shimmers, which I actually really like. A lot of the time I feel like palettes overdo it with the shimmers. Like they might have like 17 shimmers and like 3 mattes, which just doesn't do it for me. I like a more even spread between the two. So little recap, this is what it looks like. I want to start off with this beautiful kind of like bright green shade here. This looks so nice and it's called Slime. I do quite like the names of these shades. You've got Code, Hardcore, Distillation, Spaced, Machine, Plasma, so it's kind of giving that kind of vibe. So that's what we're going to start off with now. I'm just going to go in with quite a nice small brush. So I'm just taking this one here. This is by P. Louise. It's the 234 brush. And we're just going to tap into that green shade. There looks to be quite a lot of fallout already, which is actually quite a good thing because it means it must be really pigmented. There's a lot of discussion about fallout being such a bad thing in a palette, and it's really not. I actually discussed this in my last video, but it actually just shows how pigmented the palette really is. Okay, that is so pretty. That's a really nice kind of like a lime green, and it does remind me of a slime kind of colour, so it's very well named. So I'm just going to apply this just across my lid there like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my other lid too. So I'm just laying this colour in the same place on my other lid before we start to blend it. I actually am so obsessed with how bright this colour is and how pigmented it is. Like, you don't need a lot of product at all. I've literally tapped into this once and you can literally see how much product is coming off onto my lid. I've always found with Beauty Bay palettes that every single palette I've tried is so pigmented. I think my favourite one has to be the Jade one because that is just so beautiful. I'm just going to take the protector off the mirror there. I also really love the fact that it's got a black and a white, so it can help like deepen shades up or can brighten them up to help blend them out, so that's really handy. I feel like I'm just going to have to do so many looks with this palette because there's too many really pretty shades in here. So now that this is all applied and I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to start blending it out. So I'd rather blend it out as we go along rather than blend it all at the end. So to blend this out with, I've just got a new brush, which is the 272 by P. Louise. This one's just a little bit fluffy, so hopefully it should be a little bit more gentle to just smooth those edges out. I'm just going to very gently tap into that slime shade, tap the excess off, and then we're tapping into the Atmosphere, which is the white, and then tapping back into that slime. So I've just got like a pastel kind of version of that. Then I'm really gently just running this over the edges of where I've just applied that product. Okay, this seems really blendable at the moment. This seems to be blending out quite well so far. So I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and just blend this till I'm happy with it. Before we then move on to the next colour. I really want to have a good few colours in here. I don't know, I want to just use as many colours as I can out of the palette. So I want to have it quite a dramatic contrast between the lighter shades, the darker shades. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to actually be really nice because so far this palette is so good. When I did my swatches, I was literally just blown away by them. The shimmers are just ridiculous. Like, they're so pigmented. They're so pretty. It's going to be really hard to choose which shimmers we're going to apply, but I think I might have to go with the black or the green one because they're really nice. So this is how it's looking, and honestly this has blended out so beautifully. This is literally so pretty so far. So what I want to do now, I'm just gonna get that bit there. So what I want to do now is I want to start dipping into these darker shades because I think that's going to be so nice. I was actually going to do dark on the inner corner and the outer corner, but now I'm kind of feeling just doing the outer corner, so then we can kind of play with the lighter greens on the inner corner now and make the use of as many shades as we can. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with this darker shade. I'm just going to swap my brushes over. So I'm going to go back in with the original one, which is the 234 P. Louise brush. And I'm going to tap into Slime and then tap into Spaced, which is this really deep green. Like, it looks like a black on camera, but it is a green. Looks really nice. So I'm just going to start to apply this here. Don't apply too much because it is super pigmented. There. Wow. Do you see what I mean about how pigmented this is? It's so pretty. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to use that lime green, the slime shade, to blend this out. So then it doesn't look too intense, but we've got the really pretty contrast of those two shades. So now that's placed, we're going to go back to the last brush we used, which was the 272 P. Louise brush, tapping into that slime shade and really gently blending on the edge here. Do you know what? I knew this palette was going to be nice, but so far I'm actually a lot more impressed. Like, I'm really blown away by this. Okay. I'm going to sit and blend. So pretty. I really wanted to do a video on my TikTok of this, but I just completely forgot to film at the same time because normally I'd film them at the same time. So I completely forgot to do that, so I might do like a different look for my TikTok with this palette. I think that'd be kind of nice. And do let me know below as well if there's any other brands you want me to try on my channel, any other specific palettes, or just anything like that that you would like me to see or do a review on, or just try out in general, because I've really enjoyed getting back into YouTube. It was the first proper break I took since actually starting my channel. I was uploading literally 3 times a week, so consistently, sometimes 4 or 5 times a week. And then TikTok kind of just took over. And I didn't have the same time that I had before when I was doing YouTube. I'm just swapping back to that dark brush to apply that again, just to keep applying them both and just blending them out to each other. So yeah, it was quite difficult when I started TikTok because I've been doing daily videos on there, so it takes up a lot of time. But I've missed YouTube so much, and I've actually really enjoyed coming back to it. I thought it was going to be quite stressful when I came back, trying to fit everything in, but I've actually just really enjoyed it. Can you see the contrast of those? They are actually so beautiful. I'm so glad this is the look that we went for. It was either going to be this or like a smoky, like purpley, or just a nude smoky look, because there's some really pretty purples here. Love this burgundy shade. And then these two browns are just so pretty. They're kind of like caramelly, chocolatey browns. And I thought they'd make a really, really pretty look. But I was just so drawn to the greens, we had to give them a try. And I'm really glad that I did as well. I'm just going to keep blending this out a little bit to make this one match this one a little bit more, because this one feels a little bit more deeper, but it's also a lot more blended. So I'm just going to keep going in with this for a little bit, and then I'll be back to you guys. I'm just going to go off camera to do it, just because if not, I'll be sat here blending for like 10 minutes, and that is going to be so boring to a lot of people. So this is now what it's looking like, and I'm going to go in with the lighter green in the palette. So that one's called Plasma up here. So I'm going to go in with that. And I'm just going to start to join up from my inner corner to kind of like the centre of my lid using that. It's so pretty. I feel like it just kind of brightens up a little bit more and has a bigger contrast with that really dark green in my outer corner there. Okay. This is how it's looking. Now I want to do a cut crease. So I'm going to go in with my Pillowy's cut carver and carve out the shape that we want to create. So I'm just taking a flat brush to help carve this out. I'm just going to do it slightly above my crease. So you can probably see when my eyes are open as well as when they're shut. I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible. This product is such a game changer. Honestly, it just makes it so much easier when you're applying your cut crease. Makes it so smoother, and it just looks so much better as the end result. So I'm just curving that around there and then bringing it down. Okay, so that is how that looks now. I'm going to do the exact same thing on my other lid before we then start with applying the cut crease. And for that, we're going to use a Pillowy's base in the shade 2, which is the exact same one that I use for my eye base. So this is how it's looking. I'm going to take a cotton bud just to remove the excess product on here. So now that is where we want it to be. I'm going in with my Pillowy's base and we're going to map out where we're going to have our cut crease. So I'm using this So Beauty Oval Flat Concealer brush. This is one of my favourite cut crease brushes, but they don't do them anymore, which is so sad. So I'm just going to start to map this out and gently outline where we want this to be. This is honestly so good with the Pillowy's base. I did try the W7 eye base, which I really, really liked, but it's a little bit more liquidy, so I do prefer the Pillowy's base, or even the Beauty Bay one, which is so good too. So I'm just applying this on here. I've actually been using the Beauty Bay one more than the Pillowy's lately, but mine's pretty much run out, so I did want to give it another go and buy another one and try maybe another colour, or even buy the same one again, because I absolutely love that one. I just can't afford it at the moment, so I've gone back to the Pillowy's base so I can afford a new Beauty Bay one. So we're just getting that all in where we want it to be, and then I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and while we do, I'm going to do my lower lash line, which I do feel like always pulls a look together. So the colours I'm going to go in with for that, I'm just going to use basically the same colours we've used on my lid for my lower lash line. We're going to go in with that green, the slime one across here, and then meet it up with that dark space shade on the outer corner. So using that slime shade there. And then something on the other eye. Now I'm going to tap into that space shade, which is just honestly so pigmented. I cannot get over this shade, it's so good. And really lightly buff that into my outer corner there. Okay, something on this side. Into a little bit more there. Okay, this is now how it's looking. I felt the look is starting to really come together. So I'm just going to do a little bit more of that space shade there. I'm just going to start to tap this over where the P. Louise base is to try and have a blend between those two. Okay, I'm going to keep going to get a bit of a smoother blend with them. I'm just going over the edge of that dark green with the light greens, that lime slime shade there, just to get a bit of an ombre going on. And now we're going to play with some shimmers, which I have been so excited for. So I don't really know which shimmers I want to go in with because there's so many options right now. Okay, I'm going to have a look. Kind of want to try this one here, which is a really gorgeous green shimmer. I feel like this would be so pretty. I just don't know if it's too dark for this look. Maybe if I apply some of this like towards the outer corner. I really want to go in with this silver one though, because this is just unreal. It's literally so hard to decide right now. So I just hopped off camera for a sec and I did a glitter liner using this Collection Cosmetics, and this is the Fast Strobe Crystals eyeliner in the shade 1. Just to do this glitter liner here, because I kind of thought it might pull the look together a little bit. And for the shimmers, I've really struggled to decide what to do with these. But I've decided in the end, I'm going to go with this silver because I felt this is going to make the look pop the most. So I'm just going to get some of this and apply this towards my inner corner there. And then I'm going to use it as an actual inner corner shimmer as well. I don't want to use too much glitter and take away from the facts of the kind of contrast between the dark and the light and just a really pretty kind of ness of the eye looks. I really love this look and I don't want to take away from that. I'm going to have to try out more of the shimmers in a different look one day, but right now I'm completely obsessed with this. I think it's so pretty. So this is now the finished look, and honestly I'm yet again blown away by this palette. I absolutely love it. Usually in most of my videos I try to then say if I could fix something about this palette, if I could change something about this palette, this is what it would be. But if I'm completely honest, I don't actually think there is anything that I would want to change about this palette. It's a beautiful colour story. The shimmers are so varied, they're so pretty. The ratio of shimmers to mattes is really good. I absolutely love these matte shades, they're so pretty. Again, good ratio of different colours there. It's got a nice full-size mirror. Packaging is really well thought out, looks really artistic, really pretty. Vegan, cruelty-free. Like, I genuinely don't think there is anything I could change about this. I'm really impressed. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments below. Any other palettes you'd like me to try, any other videos you want me to do, things like that, as well as do not forget to smash that thumbs up button for me too. And if you could subscribe to my channel with that notification bell on, it would mean the absolute world to me because it helps us out so much. But that is it for me for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed filming it as always, and I hope to see you all in my next one very soon. Bye!